In today's video, we're going to explore an important truth that every successful person knows. Success isn't a gift from above, but the result of constantly learning and growing every single day. If you're looking for motivation to overcome challenges and get closer to your dreams, join me as we dive into the story about the power of continuous learning and how it can change your life. If you want to change your life, there's one thing that can do it more than anything else. It's not luck, it's not talent, and it's definitely not waiting for the right moment. What changes everything is learning every single day. You might be thinking, how can learning every day really make that much of a difference? Let me tell you, it makes all the difference. Every day you get to choose. You can keep doing what you're doing and hope for things to get better, or you can start learning in ways that will actually make your life better. I'm not talking about going back to school. I'm talking about actively learning something new every day, whether it's reading, listening to a podcast, or just getting around people who know more than you. Learning makes you smarter, it makes you stronger, it opens doors that you didn't even know existed. Now imagine what would happen if you made learning a habit, if you made it a part of your routine. You would grow in ways you never expected. You'd start seeing opportunities where there used to be obstacles. Your mind would be sharper, and your life would follow. Every time you learn something new, you're putting fuel in your engine, you're preparing yourself for success. But when you stop learning, well, you stop growing, and that's the last thing you want. In this video, we're going to dive into how learning every day isn't just a nice idea. It's the key to creating a better life. Stick around, because what you'll learn here can change the way you think, the way you act, and most importantly, the way you succeed. Get ready, because you're about to find out how learning every day can open up a whole new world for you. Stay with me. This is the stuff that'll change your future. Number 1, your level of education determines your level of success. Your success in life comes down to one simple truth: what you know. It's not luck, it's not magic, and it's not something that just happens. It's knowledge. The more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you become, the more success you can create for yourself. It's that simple. Your level of education determines your level of success. If you want to achieve more, you have to learn more. Look around at the people who are winning in life, the business owners, the leaders, the top professionals. These people didn't just wake up one day and find themselves at the top. They earned it. They studied, they developed skills, they trained their minds, and they became people of value. Because that's how success works. It's not about where you start, it's about how much you grow. Now, when I talk about education, I'm not just talking about school. I'm talking about self-education, the kind of learning that never stops. Because if you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start falling behind. The world keeps moving, the opportunities keep shifting, and if you're not improving, you're losing ground. That's why you have to take responsibility for your own education, not just what someone else teaches you, but what you go out and learn for yourself. There are two kinds of people in this world. The first kind says, I already know enough. These are the people who settle. They get comfortable with what they already know, and they stop pushing themselves. They stop reading, they stop learning new skills, they stop looking for better ways to do things. And you know what happens? Their opportunities shrink, their income stays the same, their life doesn't improve, they stay stuck because they believe they've learned enough. Then there's the second kind of person, the person who says, there's always more to learn. These are the people who never stop improving. They read books, they take courses, they surround themselves with smart people, they invest in their knowledge because they understand that knowledge is power. And guess what? These are the people who win. These are the people who rise to the top, because in a world where most people are satisfied with what they already know, the ones who keep learning will always be ahead. If you want a better job, you need better skills. If you want more money, you need to learn how to make more money. If you want to be successful, you need to study success. Every single area of your life is connected to what you know. And here's the good news, you are in full control of how much you learn. You don't have to wait for permission, you don't have to wait for someone to teach you can start educating yourself today. It's never been easier to learn than it is right now. Books, courses, videos, mentors, there are endless ways to educate yourself. But most people don't take advantage of them. They spend hours watching TV, scrolling through social media, wasting time on things that don't move them forward, and then they wonder why their life isn't changing. The truth is, your life will only change when you change what you know. Think about this, if you had started reading just 30 minutes a day last year, how much smarter would you be right now? How much more confident? How many new opportunities would you have created for yourself? The sad reality is, most people don't do this. They spend their time on things that give them nothing in return. But the few who decide to invest in their knowledge, those are the ones who see real progress. Some people say, but I don't have time to learn. No, that's not true. You have time for what you decide is important. You have time for entertainment, you have time for distractions, you have time for all kinds of things that don't help you grow. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is what they do with their time. And if you want to be successful, you need to start making your education a priority. Now let's talk about results, because this isn't just about learning for the sake of learning. This is about learning with purpose. If you're going to spend time educating yourself, make sure you're learning things that move you forward, things that help you make more money, build better relationships, improve your mindset, and create a stronger future. Don't just fill your mind with random information. Fill it with knowledge that makes you better. Imagine if you committed to learning something valuable every single day, just a little bit of improvement every day. Where would you be in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years? The answer is simple, far ahead of where you are now. Because knowledge compounds. The more you learn, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more opportunities you create for yourself. And don't just learn, apply what you learn. Because knowledge alone won't change your life. Action is what makes the difference. Too many people collect information but never use it. They read books, they watch videos, they take notes, but they don't take action. Don't be that person. Be the person who learns and then does something with it, because that's where the real power is. The truth is, success is not a mystery. It's not something that happens to some people and not to others. It's a process, and that process starts with education. The better you educate yourself, the more successful you will become. So don't wait for things to change. Change what you know, and you'll change everything. Decide today to become a lifelong learner. Read, study, improve, and never stop growing. Your level of education determines your level of success, and that means you have full control over how high you go. Start now, and watch how your life begins to transform. Number 2, learning every day makes you smarter and stronger. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you feed it, the sharper it becomes. And just like you wouldn't expect your body to stay strong without regular exercise, you can't expect your mind to stay sharp without daily learning. Learning every day makes you smarter and stronger. It gives you an edge, it sets you apart, and it opens doors that would otherwise stay closed. Think about the people who seem to always be ahead in life, the ones who always have the right answers, who make the best decisions, who seem to navigate life with confidence. That's not luck. That's knowledge. They've trained their minds to see opportunities, to solve problems, to think ahead. They didn't get there by accident. They got there because they made learning a daily habit. Most people don't do this. They wake up, they go through the motions, they repeat the same routine, and they never take the time to learn something new. And then they wonder why their life doesn't change, why their problems don't go away, why they feel stuck. It's simple. If you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're falling behind. Learning isn't just about gaining information. It's about sharpening your thinking, improving your decision-making, and becoming a better version of yourself. Every time you learn, you add to your ability to solve problems, to make better choices, to create new opportunities. Life rewards those who are prepared, and learning is what prepares you. Now let's talk about what happens when you commit to learning every single day. First, your confidence grows, because when you know more, you feel more capable. You stop second-guessing yourself. You start making decisions with clarity. You become someone who trusts their own judgment because you've taken the time to build a strong foundation of knowledge. Second, learning keeps your mind active and sharp. There's a reason why the most successful people in the world, business leaders, entrepreneurs, top performers, are constantly reading, studying, and improving. They know that the moment they stop learning, they start losing their edge. They don't wait for knowledge to come to them. They go out and get it. And third, daily learning makes you stronger, not just mentally, but in every area of life. It gives you the tools to handle challenges, to adapt to changes, to find solutions when others see obstacles. Life will always throw problems your way, but the more you learn, the better equipped you are to handle them. The truth is, there are no limits to what you can learn, and that means there are no limits to how much you can grow. Every book you read, every new skill you practice, every bit of useful knowledge you pick up, it all adds up, it builds, it compounds, and over time it transforms you into someone who can handle bigger opportunities, bigger responsibilities, and bigger rewards. Some people think learning stops when school ends, but the real education starts when you decide to take control of it yourself, when you realize that no one is going to hand you success, that you have to go out and earn it, and the way you earn it is by learning every single day. Now, I know some people say, I don't have time to learn, but that's not true. You have time for what you decide is important. If you have time to scroll through social media, to watch TV, to waste time on things that don't help you grow, then you have time to learn. It's not about having time, it's about making time. Imagine if you made learning a non-negotiable part of your day, if you read for 30 minutes instead of scrolling through your phone, if you listen to an audiobook while driving instead of music, if you spent a little time each day improving your skills instead of just killing time. How much smarter would you be in 6 months? How much stronger would your mind be in a year? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, it's not talent, it's the willingness to keep learning. The ones who win in life are the ones who never stop improving. They stay ahead because they never stop adding to their knowledge, and that's something you can start doing right now. Learning is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's what separates the average from the exceptional. It's what gives you control over your future, and it's something you have full power over. You don't need permission to learn. You don't need someone to tell you what to study. You just need to make the decision to grow. Every single day is an opportunity to get smarter, to get stronger, to move closer to your goals, and all it takes is a commitment to learning. So don't wait for life to teach you the hard way. Take control of your own education. Make learning a daily habit, and watch how fast your life starts to change. Number 3, a better life starts with better knowledge. Your life can change, it can improve, it can be better than it is right now, and the way you make that happen is through knowledge. A better life starts with better knowledge. The way you think, the way you make decisions, the way you handle challenges, it all depends on what you know. If you want more out of life, you have to start by knowing more. That's the foundation of success. Think about where you are today. Everything in your life, your job, your income, your relationships, your habits, it's all a reflection of what you know and understand. And if you want to change any of those things, if you want to improve your life in any way, you have to start by improving your knowledge. You can't expect new results with the same old thinking. You can't expect to rise higher if you're not learning something new. Most people don't realize this. They wake up every day, do the same things, follow the same patterns, and then wonder why nothing changes. But life doesn't change unless you do, and change starts with learning. If you don't make the effort to expand your knowledge, you'll stay in the same place, facing the same problems, struggling with the same limitations. But the moment you decide to grow, the moment you decide to fill your mind with better knowledge, everything starts to shift. Knowledge gives you power, the power to make smarter choices, the power to solve problems faster, the power to see opportunities that others miss. The world rewards people who know more, who think sharper, who understand how things work. That's why the most successful people, no matter what field they're in, are always learning. They don't wait for knowledge to come to them, they go out and get it. They read books, they study successful people, they ask questions, they seek out the information that will give them an advantage. Look at the people who are struggling, the ones who feel stuck in life. It's not because they're not capable, it's not because they don't have potential, it's because they haven't taken the time to learn what they need to know to get ahead. They're making decisions based on limited knowledge, and limited knowledge leads to limited results. The good news is, you don't have to stay in that place. You can start upgrading your mind today, you can start filling your mind with better knowledge, and when you do, your life will start to change. You'll make better choices, you'll avoid mistakes, you'll take the right actions, and over time, those small improvements add up, they compound, they turn into real success. You don't have to learn everything overnight, you just have to start. Read a book that will teach you something valuable, listen to people who have achieved what you want to achieve, pay attention to what works and what doesn't. Every day, aim to learn something that will make you smarter, that will help you grow, that will push you forward. Some people think knowledge is just about gathering facts, but it's much more than that. Real knowledge is about understanding, it's about seeing the big picture, it's about knowing what to do and when to do it, it's about having the wisdom to make the right moves in life, and that kind of knowledge comes from constant learning, constant growth, constant improvement. The truth is, life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change, and change starts with learning. If you want more opportunities, more success, more freedom, you have to become the kind of person who can handle those things, and that means gaining the knowledge that will prepare you for them. Every successful person you admire, whether in business, sports, art, or any field, got where they are because they learned what they needed to learn to succeed. They weren't born with special knowledge, they acquired it, they made learning a priority, and because of that, they now live lives that most people only dream about. So, ask yourself, what do you need to learn to take your life to the next level? What knowledge are you missing? What skills do you need to develop? What areas of your life need improvement? Once you identify those things, go after the knowledge that will help you grow. Read, study, learn from people who have already done what you want to do, absorb the wisdom that will put you ahead. Most importantly, take action on what you learn. Knowledge alone won't change your life. Applied knowledge will. The more you put what you learn into practice, the faster you'll see results, the faster you'll grow, the faster you'll move toward the life you want. This is how you build a better future. This is how you create a life that is richer, fuller, and more successful. It all starts with better knowledge, because when you learn more, you can do more, and when you can do more, there's no limit to how far you can go. Know more, you can do more, and when you do more, you achieve more, and when you achieve more, life rewards you in ways you never imagined. For, if you stop learning, you stop growing. You know, there's one truth in life that stands above the rest: if you stop learning, you stop growing, but the moment you stop growing, you begin to fade. Life is all about progress. It's about constantly improving, getting better, moving forward. Without learning, there's no progress, no improvement, no new heights to reach, and eventually, you'll find yourself stuck in the same place, struggling to figure out why everything feels so stagnant. But here's the thing, learning doesn't stop when you leave school, it doesn't stop when you reach a certain age or hit a certain milestone. Learning is a lifelong commitment. The world keeps moving, new technologies emerge, industries shift, and opportunities come and go. If you're not learning, you're falling behind, it's as simple as that. When you stop learning, you start to lose that edge. Think about it, there's always someone out there working harder, thinking smarter, and constantly expanding their knowledge. The competition is fierce, and if you're not staying ahead, you're losing ground. Every day, there's someone else who is striving for more, trying to learn something new, looking for ways to improve, and those are the people who are going to succeed. The moment you stop learning, you're telling the world, I've got it all figured out, but the reality is, none of us ever have it all figured out. There's always something new to discover, always something that can make us better, smarter, more efficient. Every successful person you look up to, whether it's in business, sports, or any field, has one thing in common: they never stop learning, they never stop growing, and that's why they're where they are today. It's not just about accumulating facts, it's about developing the ability to think differently, it's about understanding new concepts, embracing new ideas, and applying that knowledge in ways that make you better. Every time you learn something new, you're adding to your toolkit, you're building up the skills and knowledge you need to take on new challenges, seize new opportunities, and solve new problems. Think about how much you can grow in a year if you made a commitment to learn something new every single day: a book a month, a podcast, a course, a workshop. There's no shortage of ways to learn. You can do it at your own pace, in your own time, but the important thing is that you do it, you keep learning, you keep growing. If you're not actively learning, then what are you doing? Are you just coasting through life? Are you waiting for success to fall into your lap? That's not how it works. Success is earned, it's earned by those who are willing to put in the work, by those who are constantly learning, growing, and improving themselves. When you stop learning, you stop taking action to improve, and when you stop improving, you stop moving forward. So, where do you want to be in the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years? Do you want to be stuck in the same place, wondering why nothing's changing? Or do you want to be moving forward, achieving bigger goals, conquering bigger challenges? The difference between those two outcomes is whether or not you keep learning. If you want to go higher, if you want to do more, if you want to be more, you've got to commit to learning. Every day, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to attend expensive seminars or have a formal education to learn. The best lessons in life come from the experiences around you, the people you meet, the challenges you face. There's always something you can learn. The world is full of teachers, but if you stop learning, you stop seeing the lessons. You might be thinking, but I'm too busy to learn every day. Let me tell you something, everyone is busy, everyone has a million things on their plate, but successful people don't let that stop them. They make time to learn, they make time to grow, they understand that their future depends on what they do today, and that's why they stay ahead, that's why they succeed. The truth is, you're either learning or you're falling behind. There's no middle ground. If you want to stay ahead of the game, you have to keep your mind sharp, keep your skills fresh, and keep improving every single day. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 60, if you're still learning, you're still growing, and as long as you're growing, you're still moving toward success. So don't ever stop. Keep learning, keep growing, and you'll always be one step ahead. Success isn't about being perfect, it's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about embracing the process of learning, knowing that every step forward is a step toward a brighter future. Remember, if you stop learning, you stop growing, and when you stop growing, you stop living the life you're capable of. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Success is waiting for those who are willing to put in the work, day after day. Number 5, your mind needs knowledge like your body needs food. Your mind, just like your body, requires nourishment to thrive. Just as you wouldn't ignore feeding yourself every day, you shouldn't neglect feeding your mind. Knowledge is the food that fuels your brain, and without it, your growth, your potential, and your ability to succeed will be stunted. You can't expect to achieve your goals, improve your life, or overcome challenges without feeding your mind with the right information. Think about it, your body needs food to maintain energy, strength, and vitality. Without it, you'd feel weak, drained, and unable to function. The same goes for your mind. If you don't constantly feed it with knowledge, you'll find yourself feeling stagnant, uninspired, and mentally exhausted. The world around you is constantly changing, evolving, and presenting new opportunities. To keep up, to stay sharp, and to make the best decisions, your mind needs to be constantly nourished with new information. You can't survive on yesterday's meals. Just as your body needs a variety of nutrients to function properly, your mind needs a constant flow of new ideas, perspectives, and insights. If you want to improve your thinking, you have to feed it with the right material. The more knowledge you gain, the more equipped you become to handle life's challenges, to make smarter decisions, and to move closer to your goals. When you feed your body, you're providing it with the energy to move, work, and carry out everyday tasks. When you feed your mind, you're providing it with the tools to think critically, to solve problems, and to unlock your full potential. The more you learn, the better you become at seeing the bigger picture, at understanding situations, and at finding solutions to problems. Knowledge sharpens your grow stronger. Knowledge nourishes your mind and helps it grow more powerful. Think about the last time you learned something new. Maybe it was a new skill, a new idea, or a new way of thinking. Remember how you felt after, energized, motivated, more confident, right? That's the power of feeding your mind. It gives you the mental energy to keep pushing forward, to keep striving for more, and to keep improving. Knowledge nourishes your mind and strengthens your ability to succeed, just like food nourishes your body and helps it grow stronger. You can't expect to thrive in life if you're feeding your mind with negativity, ignorance, or outdated ideas. Just like putting junk food into your body won't help you reach your health goals, feeding your mind with the wrong material won't help you reach your personal or professional goals. To succeed, you have to feed your mind with positive, empowering, and uplifting knowledge. The more you learn, the more you grow. The more you grow, the better equipped you are to tackle life's challenges and seize new opportunities. Don't ever think that you know it all. Just as you can't survive on one meal, you can't survive on one idea or piece of information. Your mind needs to be constantly fed to stay sharp, and the more knowledge you feed it, the more powerful and unstoppable you become. Every new piece of information you gain, every new skill you acquire, every new idea you discover adds another layer to your mental strength. It strengthens your thinking, improves your decision-making, and enhances your ability to achieve success. So make it a habit to feed your mind every day. Read a book, listen to a podcast, take a course, watch a documentary, whatever it is that adds value to your mind, make sure you're doing it regularly. Just like you make time for meals throughout the day, make time for knowledge. It doesn't have to be hours at a time. Even 15 minutes a day of reading or learning something new can make a huge difference in your mindset, your personal growth, and your ability to reach your goals. Your mind is your most powerful tool. It's what drives your success, shapes your future, and determines your potential. And just like any tool, it requires maintenance and nourishment. So don't let your mind go hungry. Feed it with knowledge. Feed it with inspiration. Feed it with new ideas. The more you feed it, the stronger and more capable it becomes. The best part? The more you feed your mind, the more it can feed you. When you equip yourself with the knowledge, the insights, and the skills you need, you'll find that your life becomes easier to navigate. Problems won't seem as overwhelming. Challenges won't seem as daunting. And success won't feel as far away. The knowledge you feed your mind will empower you to take action, to think differently, and to create the life you truly desire. So just like you never skip meals to nourish your body, never skip the chance to feed your mind. Knowledge is the food your mind craves, and it's the key to unlocking your full potential. Every day you learn something new. Every day you add a little more to your mental toolkit. You're becoming stronger, smarter, and more capable. And with that kind of mindset, there's nothing that can stop you. Keep feeding your mind and watch how it transforms your life. Number 6, success comes to those who keep learning. Success is not reserved for those who have the most talent or the most connections. It's for those who are constantly evolving, growing, and expanding their minds. It's for those who refuse to stop learning, because the more you learn, the more you can achieve. Learning is the backbone of success. It's what keeps you moving forward, what allows you to overcome obstacles, and what helps you become better day by day. When you stop learning, you stop growing, and if you stop growing, you stop progressing. There is no plateau in success. It's a journey that means constant evolution. Think about it, the most successful people you know, the ones who inspire you, they're not the ones who stopped seeking knowledge. They're the ones who stayed curious, who kept asking questions, who kept seeking to improve themselves and their skills. It's this constant hunger for more knowledge, more insight, and more understanding that sets them apart. Success doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen because you have a great idea and leave it at that. It happens because you put in the effort to learn, to refine, and to adapt. Every day that you choose to learn something new, you're investing in your future. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every conversation you have that teaches you something new, it all adds up. It all contributes to your success. There's a misconception that success is about being born with something special or having a head start in life. But the reality is, success is about what you're willing to do with what you have. It's about your willingness to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep striving. The more you learn, the more you position yourself to take advantage of opportunities. Knowledge gives you the ability to recognize them when they appear and the wisdom to seize them when the time is right. Consider someone who's just starting out in their career. They might not have the connections or resources, but they have something that can get them to the top, the drive to learn. They can spend their evenings reading books, listening to experts, attending seminars, and building their knowledge base. They might not have the skills today, but if they're committed to learning, they will develop those skills over time. And as they grow, so will their potential. The path to success is built on learning, on gaining new insights, on making yourself better every single day. But here's the truth, learning isn't always easy. Sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's challenging, and sometimes it feels like you're not getting anywhere. But that's the thing about success, it doesn't come instantly. It comes from the daily grind, from the commitment to keep going even when it feels hard. Every time you learn something new, you're taking a step toward your goals, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. Success is also about being willing to adapt. The world around us is always changing, and if you don't keep learning, you'll fall behind. The skills and knowledge that served you yesterday might not be enough today. You need to keep evolving to stay relevant. The more you learn, the better equipped you are to face new challenges, to understand new concepts, and to keep up with an ever-changing world. Think about the people who you admire the most. Chances are, they didn't achieve success by sticking to what they knew. They were always looking for new ways to improve, new ideas to explore, and new challenges to take on. They embraced the learning process, and in doing so, they created their own success. Success doesn't just come from hard work, it also comes from working smarter, from applying what you've learned to improve your strategies, your approach, and your mindset. The more you learn, the better your decisions will be. The more you learn, the better your understanding of the world around you becomes. And the more you learn, the more confident you'll be in your ability to navigate the challenges that come your way. And here's the key, when you keep learning, you don't just accumulate knowledge, you build confidence. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even more powerful. When you have the right tools in your mental toolkit, you can approach any situation with assurance. Whether it's a career challenge, a personal goal, or a difficult decision, you'll have the wisdom to navigate it. The process of learning also helps you discover your passions and your strengths. It allows you to try new things, experiment, and figure out what excites you. And once you find that thing that sparks your passion, learning becomes even more enjoyable. It becomes less of a task and more of a journey, because you realize that the more you learn, the more you uncover about yourself and your potential. Success is not reserved for a select few, it's available to anyone who is willing to put in the work and keep learning. But you have to commit to the process. You have to stay open to new information, to new ideas, and to new ways of thinking. Don't limit yourself to what you know right now. The world is full of knowledge, full of opportunities to grow, and full of chances to get better. And when you keep learning, you keep growing. And when you keep growing, success is inevitable. So don't stop learning, make it a daily habit. Whether it's reading a book, watching a tutorial, attending a seminar, or simply listening to a podcast, make the effort to feed your mind every day. The more you learn, the more you'll understand how to navigate the world, how to overcome challenges, and how to achieve your goals. And with every bit of knowledge you gain, you're that much closer to the success you're working toward. Your success is waiting for you, but it's not going to come if you stop learning. Keep pushing, keep growing, and keep learning, because when you do, success will be there, ready for you to claim. Number 7, the more you know, the better choices you make. The more knowledge you gain, the better decisions you'll make, simple as that. The choices you make today will shape your future, and the better your decisions, the better your future will be. Knowledge gives you the clarity, the confidence, and the understanding to make decisions that propel you forward rather than holding you back. When you're well informed, you're in a position to make choices that align with your goals, your values, and your vision for your life. Now think about a time when you had to make a decision that felt tough. Maybe it was a career choice, a financial decision, or even a personal matter. Did you feel uncertain? Were you unsure of which direction to take? That feeling of uncertainty often comes from a lack of knowledge. But when you're well equipped with the right information, making decisions becomes much easier. The right knowledge fills in the gaps, helps you see the bigger picture, and gives you the tools to move forward with clarity. If you're trying to grow in any area of your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal development, the more you know, the better your choices will be. The more you learn about your field of interest, the more you understand the options available to you. And the more options you have, the better you can make a choice that's in line with where you want to go. Knowledge gives you power, the power to choose the path that leads to your success. Let's consider something as simple as managing your finances. When you don't have enough knowledge about budgeting, investing, or saving, you might make decisions that aren't in your best interest. But when you educate yourself about money management, when you learn how to make your money work for you, you start to see opportunities you might have missed. You start to make choices that not only secure your financial future but help you build wealth. Your knowledge of money makes all the difference in the decisions you make about spending, saving, and investing. The same is true for your career. The more you know about your industry, your skill set, and your opportunities, the better equipped you are to make the right choices for your professional life. Whether you're deciding to take on a new project, pursue a promotion, or switch careers entirely, knowledge is the key to making informed decisions. Without the right knowledge, you might make decisions out of fear, impulse, or a lack of understanding. But when you're armed with the right information, you can confidently make decisions that move you closer to your career goals. The more you learn about yourself, the more you understand your strengths, your values, and your desires. The better your choices will be in every aspect of life. If you don't understand what you truly want, how can you make decisions that reflect that? When you invest in self-knowledge, you gain the insight needed to make choices that align with your true self. The more you know about what drives you, what excites you, and what challenges you, the more you can build a life that's truly fulfilling. Your decisions about who you spend time with, where you work, and how you live will all reflect your deeper understanding of yourself. And here's the thing, the decisions you make don't just affect you in the moment, they have long-term consequences. Every decision you make today is setting the foundation for tomorrow. When you make informed decisions, you're paving the way for success in the future. Knowledge allows you to make the best choice now, which will lead to the best outcome later. It's a chain reaction. A good decision today leads to a good result tomorrow, and that result will open the door to even more opportunities. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of making decisions based on short-term rewards or immediate satisfaction. But when you equip yourself with knowledge, you start making decisions that serve your long-term goals. The more you learn, the more you begin to see the bigger picture. You start to understand that the decisions you make today will either bring you closer to your dreams or take you further away from them. Knowledge allows you to focus on the bigger, more important picture, helping you make choices that serve your future. Every successful person you know got to where they are by making better choices. They didn't just get lucky or stumble upon success. They made informed, educated decisions day in and day out. They gathered knowledge about their craft, about their industry, and about themselves. They understood that their decisions had power, and they took the time to educate themselves so that they could make the best choices possible. And guess what? That's the same path you need to follow. It's important to note that making better choices doesn't always mean making easy choices. Sometimes the right decision is the hardest one. Sometimes the right decision requires stepping outside your comfort zone, taking a risk, or making a sacrifice. But when you have the knowledge to back up those decisions, you can be confident that they're the right ones. Knowledge allows you to trust yourself and trust the process, even when the choices seem tough. Now, you might be wondering how to acquire more knowledge to improve your decision-making. It's simple: commit to learning every day. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, talk to people who know more than you. Learn about your field, learn about people, learn about the world around you. Every bit of knowledge you gain will expand your capacity to make better choices. The more you know, the better your decisions will be. So, as you go about your day, remember that every choice you make is important. The decisions you make today will shape your future, and the better your knowledge, the better those decisions will be. Don't underestimate the power of learning and the power of making informed, educated decisions. The more you know, the more options you'll have, and the more options you have, the more likely it is that you'll make the right choices for your life. Your future is determined by the decisions you make today, so make those decisions count. Fill your mind with knowledge, and let that knowledge guide you to the life you want to live, because the more you know, the better choices you make, and the better your future will be. Number 8, grow your mind and you will grow your life. The mind is a powerful thing, one of the most valuable assets you have. It's the starting point for everything you want to achieve in life. When you grow your mind, you grow your life. It's as simple as that. The way you think shapes the way you live, and the more you invest in expanding your mind, the more opportunities, success, and fulfillment will show up in your life. Think about it for a moment. The life you're living right now is a reflection of the thoughts and decisions you've made up to this point. If you're satisfied with where you are, that's great. But if you're looking to move forward, if you're looking to build something bigger, better, and more meaningful, it all starts with changing the way you think. When you grow your mind, you create the foundation for growth in every other area of your life. It all starts with a commitment to learning every day. When you learn something new, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're expanding your capacity to think in new and powerful ways. The more you know, the more your brain has the tools to solve problems, overcome obstacles, and recognize opportunities that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. Your mind becomes sharper, more focused, and more capable of handling the challenges that come your way. But growing your mind isn't just about gathering information, it's about improving the way you process that information. It's about learning how to think more effectively, how to analyze situations, and how to make better decisions. Your mind is like a muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. When you challenge yourself to think differently, to look at the world from new perspectives, you stretch your mind and allow it to grow in ways that will pay off in every area of your life. Take a moment and think about someone you admire, someone you look up to. What do they have that you don't? What makes them successful, confident, and able to accomplish great things? One thing they've likely mastered is the ability to grow their minds. They understand that the key to success is constantly expanding their knowledge, challenging their thinking, and being open to new ideas. If you want to achieve more in life, you need to adopt the same mindset. Success doesn't come from staying the same, it comes from growth, from continuously improving and evolving. When you grow your mind, you unlock new possibilities for your life. It's like opening up a treasure chest of potential. You start to see opportunities you never noticed before, you begin to make connections between things that seemed unrelated, and you start solving problems more easily. Your mind becomes a tool for creating the life you want to live. The more you develop your mind, the more you realize that your life is not limited by your circumstances but by your thinking. When you improve the way you think, you create a life that's full of potential and possibility. The best part is, growing your mind doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to have a degree or spend years in school. You don't need to be a genius. What you need is a commitment to learning every day. You can grow your mind by reading books, listening to podcasts, having conversations with people who challenge you, and asking questions that push you to think deeper. Even simple actions like journaling, reflecting on your experiences, and setting goals will help stretch your mind and encourage growth. When you grow your mind, you start to see life differently. Problems no longer feel like roadblocks, they become challenges that you can overcome. You start to look at setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. You stop seeing yourself as limited and start realizing that you have the power to shape your future. When your mind grows, your confidence grows with it. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. But growing your mind is not just about knowledge and skills, it's also about mindset. Your mindset is how you approach the world. It's your attitude toward challenges, failures, and successes. When you work on developing a growth mindset, you begin to see setbacks as temporary and solvable. You stop being afraid of failure and instead see it as a necessary step in the process of growth. A growth mindset allows you to embrace change, seek out new experiences, and continually push yourself to become better. The more you grow your mind, the more you realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your potential is infinite, and the only thing standing in your way is your willingness to grow. When you decide to take control of your mind, you take control of your life. You begin to create the life you've always dreamed of. But it all starts with growth, personal growth, mental growth, and a commitment to learning every day. If you want to experience a better life, you have to start by growing your mind. Success isn't just about doing things differently, it's about thinking differently. It's about becoming the kind of person who sees opportunities, embraces challenges, and constantly seeks ways to improve. When you grow your mind, you grow your life, and you unlock the doors to success, happiness, and fulfillment. Every single day is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. Don't waste a single moment. Make the commitment today to grow your mind and watch how it transforms every aspect of your life. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you, and it all starts with one simple decision: to grow your mind. When you do, everything else will fall into place. Number 9, the right knowledge can solve any problem. Knowledge is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. When you face a challenge, a roadblock, or a difficult situation, the right knowledge can be the key that unlocks the door to a solution. Life presents us with many obstacles, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. You might think the problem is too big or that you're not equipped to deal with it. But when you understand that the right knowledge can solve any problem, you begin to realize that no challenge is too great for you to overcome. Think about it for a moment. Every challenge you face has a solution, even if it's not immediately clear. The reason why some people seem to handle problems with ease while others struggle often comes down to their ability to apply the right knowledge. Successful people know that no problem is too complicated if they have the right information and the right mindset. They understand that knowledge empowers them to find solutions, no matter how tough the situation seems. The great thing about knowledge is that it's available to anyone who is willing to seek it out. Whether you're facing a financial struggle, a relationship issue, a career setback, or any other problem, the right knowledge can help you navigate your way through. And the best part, knowledge is not reserved for a select few, it's something you can cultivate every single day. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more prepared you become to handle whatever life throws your way. Let's take a closer look at why the right knowledge can solve any problem. Every problem has a root cause, a reason why it exists. Often, we look at a problem and get caught up in the surface level. We may try to fix things by addressing the symptoms without ever getting to the heart of the issue. But when you have the right knowledge, you understand how to look deeper. You're able to identify the real cause of the problem, and once you do that, finding a solution becomes much easier. Think about it this way: when you go to a doctor with a health issue, they don't just treat the symptoms. They gather information, run tests, and diagnose the underlying cause of the problem. Once they have that knowledge, they can prescribe the right treatment. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Whether it's business, personal growth, or relationships, the right knowledge helps you understand the root causes of your problems and equips you with the tools to fix them. Another powerful aspect of knowledge is that it gives you options. The more you know, the more choices you have. You don't have to settle for a single solution or approach. You can explore different strategies, weigh the pros and cons, and choose the path that aligns best with your goals. When you're armed with the right knowledge, you don't feel stuck or limited. You know that there are always multiple ways to solve a problem, and you have the confidence to choose the best one for you. Knowledge also helps you build confidence. When you understand something deeply, you're no longer intimidated by it. You don't fear failure because you know that with the right information, you can turn things around. The more you educate yourself, the more you realize that problems aren't something to be afraid of, they're just opportunities to apply what you've learned and find a solution. The right knowledge doesn't just give you the tools to solve problems, it helps you prevent them in the first place. When you're constantly learning, you're building a foundation of wisdom and understanding that helps you avoid making the same mistakes over and over again. You become more proactive rather than reactive. You can anticipate challenges and be better prepared to deal with them when they arise. In this way, knowledge is not just about fixing problems but about preventing them from becoming bigger problems down the road. And let's not forget that knowledge has the power to transform your perspective. Sometimes the way we view a problem can make it seem more difficult than it really is. When you gain a new perspective through learning, you might realize that a problem you once thought was insurmountable is actually much easier to solve than you imagined. Knowledge shifts your mindset, and when you see a problem from a new angle, it often opens up new avenues for solution. The key to unlocking the power of knowledge is a commitment to continuous learning. It's about dedicating yourself to seeking out new information every single day, no matter how big or small. This doesn't mean you need to go back to school or spend hours each day studying. It means making a conscious effort to learn something new every day. It could be reading a book, listening to a podcast, having a meaningful conversation, or simply reflecting on your own experiences. The more you expose yourself to new ideas, the more knowledge you accumulate, and the more capable you become of solving the challenges you face. When you commit to learning, you begin to see the world differently. You understand that problems are not obstacles, they are simply opportunities for you to apply your knowledge and grow. The more you learn, the more you realize that the solutions to your problems are within your reach, and that realization gives you the confidence to face anything that comes your way. Ultimately, the right knowledge can solve any problem, but only if you're willing to seek it out, apply it, and trust in your ability to make things better. Every problem you face is an opportunity to grow, to expand your understanding, and to become a stronger, more capable person. So if you find yourself facing a challenge right now, remember that the solution is out there. All you need to do is commit to learning, and the answers will reveal themselves. The more knowledge you gain, the more powerful you become, and with that power, there's nothing you can't solve. Number 10, keep learning and life will keep rewarding you. When you make the decision to keep learning, something incredible happens. Life starts to open up in ways you never imagined. Doors that seemed locked begin to unlock opportunities that once seemed out of reach now feel like they're just around the corner. Keep learning, and life starts to reward you in ways you might not even realize at first. The more you dedicate yourself to learning, the more you begin to see how the pieces of your life come together in the most unexpected ways. Learning is not just about gaining knowledge, it's about growth, it's about evolution, it's about changing yourself from the inside out. When you commit to learning, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to evolve, to rise to the challenges that life throws at you. And as you keep growing, life gives you the rewards that align with that growth. When you take the time to invest in your mind, you create a foundation that nothing can take away from you. Education, learning, knowledge, these things are investments that always give back. Sure, they might not pay off overnight, but with consistent effort, the rewards come in ways you never expected. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal development, the more you invest in yourself, the more you get out of life. In the beginning, the rewards may seem small. Maybe you're learning something new that isn't immediately changing your life in a big way, but don't let that discourage you. The more you learn, the more you expand your horizons. You might find that the small bits of knowledge you've been gathering start to add up and create a bigger picture. It's in this picture that the rewards begin to manifest. As you continue to learn, you start to notice something: the world around you changes. People start to take notice of you. The conversations you have become more meaningful because you can speak on a broader range of topics. You start to build credibility, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because your knowledge is growing. And when you build credibility, people begin to trust you. They start coming to you for advice, they start seeking out your opinion because they know you have something valuable to offer. And with trust comes opportunity. The more you learn, the more capable you become. The more capable you become, the more likely it is that life will reward you with bigger responsibilities, better opportunities, and greater success. It's a natural progression. As you grow your knowledge, you grow your potential, and with that comes the rewards of life. But the rewards of learning aren't just external. As you continue to grow, you also grow on the inside. You become more confident, more resilient, more adaptable. You become someone who is capable of handling life's challenges because you've built up the strength that comes with knowledge. You see problems not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and grow even more. The beautiful thing about learning is that it's never too late to start. No matter where you are in life, no matter how old you are, you can start learning today. And as you continue to learn, you start to realize that there's no limit to what you can achieve. Life doesn't stop rewarding you just because you've reached a certain level. It keeps rewarding you. The more you continue to invest in your own growth, the more you learn, the more capable you become of handling anything that comes your way, and the more life gives back to you in return. One of the most powerful ways that life rewards you through learning is by expanding your network. The more you know, the more you are able to connect with others. Whether it's people in your personal life or professionals in your career, the more you learn, the more valuable connections you can make. You can meet new people, learn from them, and offer them something in return. But this isn't just about people. Life rewards you with better experiences too. When you commit to learning, you start to live with a deeper understanding. You no longer go through life on autopilot, but instead, you begin to appreciate the world around you in ways you never did before. You see beauty in things you never noticed. You understand the value of time and energy. You learn to make better choices, and those choices lead to a richer, more fulfilling life. And let's not forget about the impact that continual learning has on your success. The people who are constantly learning are the ones who end up achieving the most. They're the ones who stay ahead of the curve. They adapt when things change. They innovate when others get stuck. They are always improving. And as a result, they are the ones who reap the rewards. Life rewards those who show up and keep learning, who keep pushing forward, who keep striving to be better every single day. In the end, the message is simple: keep learning. When you commit to learning, life will begin to reward you in ways that you can't even imagine. You'll notice how your life begins to shift. You'll start to see more opportunities, more growth, more success, and more fulfillment. The rewards don't always come right away, but trust that they will come. And when they do, you'll realize that the best part wasn't just the rewards themselves, but the journey of learning that brought you there. Keep learning, and life will keep rewarding you. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. You've heard it before: the more you learn, the more you grow. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's the truth. Every day that you commit to educating yourself, you're making an investment in your future. You're setting yourself up for bigger opportunities, better decisions, and a life that's aligned with the success you're striving for. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember this: knowledge doesn't just stay in your head, it shows up in your life. What you learn today will shape your tomorrow. Whether it's a small habit, a new book, a podcast, or a conversation with someone who challenges you, make learning a priority. The truth is, you're never too busy to learn. It's not about finding the time, it's about making the time. So keep learning, keep growing, and know that as you educate yourself, life will reward you in ways you can't even imagine. Right now, your success is just waiting for you to claim it. The more you learn, the closer you get to the life you've always dreamed of. Don't stop now. Start today. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for watching until the end. Remember, the path to success isn't just a destination, it's a journey of never-ending learning and self-improvement. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any inspiring stories coming up. Start learning today, and the future you've always dreamed of won't be far away. See you in the next video.